people should ask for people's numbers more often. I don't know why you're waiting for a man to approach you. Men don't know what's going on for half of the time. Like, it's totally fine to go up to them and ask for their number. And, like, honestly, what are they gonna say? No? Okay, whatever.
Well, thanks for your concern.
Welcome back to the podcast. Berenice, happy birthday from all of us to you. Big
Thank you.
2-9. How are you feeling?
Old. These brittle
No,
old
no.
bones.
Not old.
Listen, okay, listen. So today I don't know if it's just like I have less energy or I just do more shit. It equates to me being more tired. It has to be the way my body's aging. Today I literally just got back from I went to UPS twice because I forgot I was sending out my last Halloween outfit. Mind you, it's 3 days before Halloween, right? So you're like, why are you just sending out an outfit? I have really poor time management. It's something I've always struggled with, and I think it's time to stop playing myself. I'm done making these goddamn outfits. Not entirely, just like customs and deadlines. I'm not strong at it. Why am I doing it? You can't keep doing the same thing and like expect a different result. So I just have to change up the plan. But the issue at hand was that, mind you, I was already late delivering this outfit. I go to UPS. I'm like, okay, I'm about to like lose a bunch of money because I have to overnight this.
Yeah.
They always ask me, am I sure? Am I sure I'm about to pay $150 for shipping? And I'm like, there's no other way. Like, this is it. You know, this is my reputation on the line. So I go, I send an outfit, I send my little confirmation. I let the person know, you know, it's coming. Don't worry. I'll be there tomorrow. And then they're like, and I send the pictures and they're like, wait, is there another piece? And I'm like, literally, I typed it out because the issue has been like all these girls are messaging me and they expect me to reply right away. I hate doing that, but at this point, I'm committed to the bit. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck. I was like, I forgot the goddamn like cuffs for this like rabbit outfit on like my desk. And I was like, so I had to run back home. And like, this is not like a cutesy, demurely. The post office is right next to my house. It's a mile away.
Yeah.
Okay. So I there's like not a train that gets you there that fast. So I literally, I think today I've like walked slash ran 6 miles just from back and forth and getting things in knot. And I'm exhausted.
I've done that walk with you, girl. It is not close.
No, yeah. It's fine. Yeah, I'm fine. Just feeling 29. But I'm good. How are you?
Oh my god, is that well, did you do anything fun or you've just been had to work?
Uh, Unfortunately, I've had to work. I feel like it's been really unfortunate that like really cool things have been happening surrounding really busy dates in my life. Like going to Mexico was around Los Angeles, where I
Yeah.
feel like I'm just trying to be really present, but at the same time, I'm like so stressed out that I'm not like in the best mood. So I decided I'm like taking Halloween off. Like I told my job I'm not coming in on Halloween. I only work Fridays and Sundays, all right? So it's like I'm not coming in on Friday. It's just a few days for me to have fun and like be a human girl.
Yeah.
So before I get back to the grind. So yeah, but it was good. It was really low key. I didn't do like anything crazy. Thank you for the gift. Ella was like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "Money. Yeah, pay my bills." So then, yes, went out to my boyfriend. Very low key, very cutesy demurely. Went to a Palestinian restaurant we've been meaning to try. I sometimes go to these restaurants and I'm like, Ella would like this, and I'm like, I'm gonna bring Ella here next time she's back in New York. That place was really good. We had like this fried, you know, there's cheese. What do you call it? Halloumi?
Yeah, halloumi, I think is the name.
And watermelon salad. So good. And then my friends had like a little surprise wine night moment. Yeah, another
Chill.
night. It was so chill, and that's exactly what I needed. Even though like the feralness in me is calling.
It comes out.
It wants to, but I'm like, it can't even come out because I have so much shit to do. But it was good.
Love it. Well, we all say happy birthday, as I say every year, but I'm really hoping this year is our year. Your year specifically. I feel good about your year.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's got
Me
you've
too.
been moving in a way that like is where you want to go. So that's always good, right? It's the worst
Yes.
to be at the bottom of a ladder you don't wanna climb.
Yeah, it is. It truly is. I don't even feel like I'm all the way at the bottom. I feel like
I
it.
just meant in the corporate world, like, sometimes you're like, Should I even be
Um,
trying?" Because I don't, like, want to I don't know, I just remember, like, when I interviewed at, our first job and, like, I was like I'm so I don't wanna say, like, I'm so good at lying, but, like, I'm not really lying per se, but I am saying things that might not be fully the truth, and I just remember they were like, "Well, where do you see yourself in this company?" And I was like, "I would love to be the VP of strategy."
I'm committed.
Like, I would say, like, and this is the path I see myself taking to get there and how I could use my experience. And they like, they ate that shit up. And I just remember I got this role over some other people, and I was like, "What did you say for that question?" And they said like the next role above the one we were currently at, and I was like, "Oh yeah, no, they love to hear that you want to go to the tippity top, baby."
I was just talking to my boyfriend about this because he's been interviewing, and it's a tough market, right? But
Oh
we're
yeah,
good. Ella and I are good interviewers because we just commit to the bit. Like whatever it is, I'm fully in there. Like I can learn whatever you want me to learn, and I will be here all the way to the top, baby. I'm gonna build my career here. I love this shit. The culture. Every time that I would look up like a corporate values, I'm like, I believe in this.
I mean, it's honestly, I think it comes off as genuine because we have great imagination. So like we really like when someone's like, "Oh, what company value do you align yourself with?" And it's like, "Bitch, I am the company." It's like I in my mind I imagine me being all of the values at once, you know? Like I could
Yeah.
see it. Like it's not that's why I feel like it comes off as like really strong. I was about to say this job market, like people who just got laid off from wherever, like Amazon just did a massive amount of layoffs and been like entering into a really hard job market. I'm telling you, if you this is a really great time to fail at your own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish that when I was like furloughed, I would have utilized that time not just for applying to 1,000 different fucking jobs, but I also had used it more to build something. That's just an idea. Like, 'cause sometimes it's so demoralizing trying to find a job. And so it's like, why don't you work on your own thing for at least a little bit? That's like my main advice.
I often think of that about all the time in college. I was at home doing nothing productive, and I was like, "Damn, I really could have started back then." It's never a bad moment to start something
Yeah, and
for yourself.
it just feels also it just can give you some positive momentum that you kind of have control over because I feel like when you're applying for a job, like once you press submit, it's like out of your hands. Like obviously once you get to an interview, but you have to put submit so many times and like not I can't even tell you like for this job I currently have, I applied to like 1,500 jobs, right? I think I heard back from like maybe like 20 of them, if that. Most people just
Yeah,
ghost you and it can feel so demoralizing. So it's like I mean, I kinda wish I had just, like, drawn some stuff or tried to do something else that was productive.
yeah.
Prayers,
Thoughts and prayers.
thoughts and
Yeah, and you never know what's on the other side. Like, maybe you start something really cool and you have the next $1 million idea. The only thing that is a difference is actioning it. So many people can have a similar idea. I know one of my friends was like, she really wanted to open a sports bar, like a sports bar, and now there's.
yeah.
I've been watching this show called Quantum Leap. It's one of my binges as I sew. I love a good
Mhm.
background TV show. It's on Netflix, and they just said something is like once you speak it, it's into existence, which means like it's not just your reality. It's like now in this reality, and I kind of like agree with that. Like if you're thinking
Oh,
about
yeah.
an idea, you get a job.
This is, like, kind of a weird well, not a really weird segue, but I feel like that's really true, and that's happened a couple times in my life. Like, I'll tell you, I thought of Instagram, Like, I literally was like before Instagram existed, I was like, "It'd be really cool if there was an app just for photos," right? And then, like, a year later, Instagram's a bajillion-dollar company, and it's like, well, yeah, that's a common idea, right? Is if you think it, then somebody else does. I also had I had someone show me I had my boyfriend show me a joke that I've literally like basically same premise, same punchline, all that shit that I've written. And it's like, yeah, that's happened, man. Like, if you have that idea, unless it's like uniquely about your life, observational humor can be replicated. So jump on things.
I know one of my professors in college was definitely like, there's no originality left, okay? There's just style. It's about how you do something. And I was just like, I respect that.
I've said this, like, there's something kind of freeing of knowing that, like, whatever you wanna do, somebody's done something similar, so you can at least, like, tap on knowledge, like, there's it might be not exactly what you're doing, but someone has started a company with $0 of capital and built it in with similar circumstances to yourself, so and those people love to chit chat.
Yeah.
So if there's
Uh,
someone doing something similar, this is a great time to like network and just reach out and be like, I really like what you built for X, Y, and Z reason. Any advice?
And if they don't like answer you again, like how I built this by Guy Raz, so many like beginner stories, especially like any sort of like or big build business is like, well, we ran out of money like 3 times and we were on our like last attempt after 3 years of failure. And it took, and that's the type of true life story I'm hoping to build here. I'm just
I'm
gonna
telling
keep
you,
trying. As discouraged as I get, I'm like, fuck this shit. And I'm like, okay, I'll pick it back up tomorrow. Like, it's fine.
just keep on keeping on, put your head on the pillow, reset, and then get up.
Yeah.
You guys, we have a very fun episode for you. It is a girl can always ask. And a person can always
Mhm.
ask. And it's
Yeah.
funny, I'll start off this is one of my mother's favorite sayings. She sometimes uses it inappropriately, but she really has a point. Her big
Yes.
one is she loves to go into a store and ask for a discount. I think now in the big old 2025, it's a lot different, but in the 90s, this shit worked.
It depends where you're at and what you're buying.
Mhm.
Truly. Thrift stores, you can still do that. As of today, I went in and I was like, I'm looking for some watches. And he was like, what price range? And I'm like, cheap. And he was like, what do you mean cheap? And I looked at the price tags and they were all like $10, $15. And I was like, five. And he's like, five? And I was like, but I'll take all of them. And he sold them to me for $5.
See? A girl can always ask.
Yeah.
If you never like, it's like closed mouths don't get fed.
Exactly. Again, speak it into the existence.
Honestly, and I think you'd be surprised, like, when I left my last job, I was like, "Well, fuck it, let me ask for, like, a stupid amount of money," right?
Mhm.
They motherfucking gave it to me. I didn't
Yeah.
stay, but because
Yeah.
I can see a golden cage when I fucking I can see a golden cage before I'm put in it, I'm not gonna be that canary. But I was like, "Damn, that's crazy that I just asked you guys for this much money, and you guys gave it to me."
The worst thing they can say is no. And you
See,
are
that's the
already at
thing.
no.
That's the part that you have to make sure is if you're gonna ask, are you okay with no, and are you okay with like the consequences of that no? Because like, not that I'm a big supporter of an open relationship, but once you ask to open up the relationship, you can never take that back. So like, are you prepared with the no?
I believe that there's people that work and believe in polygamy. It's not for me. If I'm asking for an open relationship, the no is probably going to be me saying like that we really shouldn't be together.
Hey, I just use that as an example because it's just like you can always ask, but you can't take back the ask. So if
Yeah.
you're okay with the ask being out in the open like that, then like fine.
Yeah. I mean, rejection is part of life, you know what I mean?
I swear to God, like there's this I forget I actually don't know his name, but he did like 100-day rejection challenge, right? He couldn't get rejected for shit. People were saying yes to him all the fucking time.
I love that.
I try to be a non-nuisance. So as long as I also think if you ask in a kind way, people are really apt to help you. And if I think if you even kind of lay it on a little heavy, like, I really hate to ask. I really would hate to be annoying, but X, Y, and Z, and then people will try to help you out if you're kind and curious.
Yeah, I've gotten better at before. I think I used to be like a little scared, even like a little embarrassed to ask for like discounts or bargain. I don't know why. Okay, limiting beliefs. And now, whenever I walk into certain spaces, especially that I know there's wiggle room, I'll really go low, like fearless. But I also learned that sort of in a corporate environment, like in a buying office, you like are taught to negotiate, and there's no shame in like going low. Sometimes they're like, wow, it's offensive that you're going that low. And then these women would just sit there and be like, no, it's not. And then they'd be like, okay, like how much are you willing to take? And
Yeah.
so, yeah. And it's sometimes that's why I like that saying. It's totally out of Elizabeth's playbook, Ella's mom's
Yeah.
playbook. A girl can
A girl
always
could
ask.
always ask.
A girl can always ask for a raise, a little upgrade. My aunt is a big like go ask for an upgrade whenever you're flying. She's like they always kind of like give it to
An upgrade on a flight, you can always ask, like, "You know what? If you have a preference at a hotel, like, if there's open rooms, you can be like, "You know what? I would really love a room with a view." And if they have one, they usually just give it to you because, like, what's it's no sweat off their, no sweat off their cheese or whatever the saying is, like, for you, but you would never get it if you didn't ask.
you. Very true. I think along with the asking is optimism. If you're a good vibe, it's happened to me where I am often rewarded for the vibe that I have. Okay,
Yes.
in a
Mhm.
room full of salty attitude people, if you can be a rain of sunshine and like just chill for like a security guard who's like getting treated like actual trash because people are so impatient, I have been rewarded for my patience.
You can either ask for forgiveness or ask for permission. Sometimes I ask for forgiveness and let it go. So let me tell you when I went to Hosier, I was standing behind a tall person. Okay. It's assigned seatings. I was standing behind a tall person. I was like, I think just gonna move seats, like straight up. Like I saw some open seats. I was like, I'm gonna move. And I was just prepared for them to come over and ask me, and I'd be like, I'm gonna be really honest with you. I'm 5 feet tall and couldn't see over the person in front of me. But guess what? No one asked.
Yeah, I've done that in airplanes when okay, I do believe it's kind of an a-hole move when you book the window seat and the aisle seat, someone sitting in the middle and you're trying to talk to each other. Don't fuck with me like that. Like you are
I dude, that is
I hate when people do that.
that's crazy.
So many people do that.
Why?
Because either they think they'll luck out and no one will sit in the middle, or people just don't like the middle seat in general. So they're like, well, either somebody's not going to sit here and we have the whole aisle, or like you're just more comfortable sitting on the aisle. But I've had instances like that when it's like two men and they're like talking to each other, and I go, "You guys know each other?" They go, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Oh, you want to sit next to him?" Like, why am I about to sit in the middle of you? Like, that's crazy. That's happened to me several times.
The one time that something like that happened to me and I got really mad because of how they went about it. So, I book an aisle seat. I always book an aisle seat because I have to use the restroom a lot. I have to pee. So, if it's going to be a longer flight, I book the aisle. I come to my aisle seat, there's a person sitting there, and I was like, "Oh, that's my seat." He's like, "Oh, see, my son's sitting here. Can you sit in that seat?" It's a middle seat. Now,
No.
that's not how you go about that, okay? What you do is, before I get to the seat, you say, "Hey, my seat's in that middle seat. Would you mind switching with me?" You have to pre-ask. You can't just fucking assume and not say shit and be all quiet. Like, what? I'm just gonna sit in this random seat and I have no idea? I don't know what's going on. Out of the kindness of my heart, I switched seats, but only because this kid was hacking coughing, and I don't know if that was for the bit to secure the seat, but I was like, but I there was just a moment of me to be like, you know what? I actually like kids. Let's do no. You sit in the middle. Don't worry about it. But because I felt like the kid was old enough to sit in a seat by himself. You know what I'm saying? Because I think there's a difference between like a 2 year old. Da, 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 da. He's 12. I don't think he needs to sit next to you. Like I've been in seventh grade before.
Yeah. I am kinder with I'm kinder. If there's a kid situation, I'll probably say
I would say yes, but I wasn't asked. See, you have to ask sometime. You have to decipher, is this an asking situation or forgiveness situation? Another time I think a girl can always ask, I think people should ask for people's numbers more often. I don't know why you're waiting for a man to approach you. Men don't know what's going on for half of the time. Like it's totally fine to go up to them and ask for their number. And like honestly, what are they gonna say? No? Okay, whatever. I've been told no before. Rarely, but it's happened.
I believe in shooting my shot. I shot my shot in the past. They don't always end well, but the more you do it, the more you realize most people are down. Like I don't know if
Yeah.
I've been like super rejected before. I'm always like pleasantly surprised.
Well, honestly, I'm usually pleasantly surprised, and it's really interesting because, like, sometimes people will be like mean on the internet. And I'm like, you guys don't act like this in real life. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny. Like
Yeah.
men don't act like this. Like literally like hot men when someone they don't find attractive like asks them for their number, they're like, "Oh, no, man, but have a good night." Like that's it. They're not like, "You fucking ugly bitch." So whenever there's like a mean comment, I'm like, that must be ugly because that's not how hot men move.
You weird bitch.
I'm being serious. I've never had a hot man be mean to me in public.
I don't think I've had a hot man be mean to me in general. Usually when they're
Yeah,
like, I've gotten ghosted before, but like,
that's different.
actively mean to me, no.
Yeah.
That's really rare. Mostly if it's a stranger. I've never got like a fuck off. It's always like like you could get like I have a girlfriend, and that's valid.
No,
You
thank
know?
you.
No,
But,
I'm good.
like
Yeah,
that's why I think, like, people should be if you're interested in a guy or a gal or they, them, you should go say, "What's up?" Shoot your
yeah.
shot. A girl can always ask, because the worst thing they'll say is no.
And again, exposure therapy. The more you ask, the more you forget that you even asked to begin with.
I really appreciate people that live their lives with always waiting for a no instead of, like, waiting for a yes, because 'cause you'll never get a yes without asking.
Yeah.
So I know the couple people in my life that the way they move, it's just like they're always kind of like asking and like waiting, just asking and not have caring about it. And it's like, dang, that's the type of energy I appreciate. But the reason they're like that is because they've practiced so many times asking for things and they've gotten accustomed to just asking and they've realized that like the world says yes more often than it says no.
And even if it says no, I feel like why are we so caught up in not being hurt emotionally?
Hmm.
I mean, you know what I mean. Please physically stay safe. I think emotionally is like, oh, I don't want to get hurt. I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes like the best epiphanies periods of my life came after I've been a little hurty hurt. And then things just get a little bit easier to navigate. If I get rejected by a dude or a dude doesn't like me that I'm into, the experience after that, I'm like able to detach a little bit quicker. I
Yeah.
learned something about myself. Like, stop being a pussy ass whip, okay? It's
Yeah.
okay to get a little emotionally tossed around sometimes.
Well, just by the act of asking, you get a definitive answer, which gives you more information to just move in the world. Because like sometimes I don't know. I think sometimes people get caught up in like I want to be cool, and cool people don't ask. Not
Mm,
true. Like you're
no,
making that up.
that's not cool.
Yeah,
Nonchalant is chalante because you're basically being chalante all by yourself. That there's nothing cool about you freaking out, having a crash out over something. You could have asked, but you just decided you were going to take subliminal messages and interpret them in your head.
and to be honest, I don't think people are as slick as they think they are. So it's like even though you're not asking a question, depending on the situation, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we? People will never ask that shit, right? Put your life on like your heart on the line and whatever. Most of the time, the other person on the other side knows you want to know that, but just knows you're not saying anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think unless you honestly don't care, I just don't think I think people can tell. Like, like I think a guy can tell when you want to ask what are we, but just aren't.
Just thought it was funny. There was one time I was like kind of in a situation. I very blatantly I was like, so listen, it's come to my attention. I may have stronger feelings for you than I intended to. And I was just wondering what you thought about that. And then he just like switched the subject. Okay. Bizarre. And I was like, wait, but you heard me, right? Like, what do you think about the like
A no answer is sometimes an answer,
I
you
had
know?
to circle back. Like, I needed an answer. I needed a definitive, like, no, so I could, like, quote that back later. Like, no, remember when you told me you didn't want to be with me? We don't hee hee ha ha like this, sir.
Yeah.
You
Well,
said no. No means no.
I think the truth will set you free, right?
100%. If
Yeah.
not, we were all in Fifi Fafa Fufu land.
Delulu.
Delula. And then if something happens later, you can always bring it back. I remember I ended up hooking up with that man later in my life, and then I was like, well, unless you're looking for a relationship, I just don't feel like anything has changed, right? And he was like, yeah, no. And I'm like, all right, water under the bridge, no big deal. But now I know, and I have my answer, and I can.
Exactly. And also words have to be spoken for you to quote them back. At least for me. I feel like if you never ask, then you don't then you're making assumptions, and either A, your assumption is wrong and you're hurting
Yeah.
yourself, or B, your assumption is right, but because you've never like made someone say it, then you can never hold them accountable. Cuz it's
Yeah.
to them they could be like, "You just assumed that. I never said that." Instead of, "No, no, no, you did say that actually. Remember?"
You did tell me to fuck off, so I did.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're mad about me not fucking up. You told me to
Yeah,
fuck
it's
off.
like who doesn't want more receipts, quite frankly.
And that's just clear. That is just clear. Have you ever just like asked something, being like optimistic, and then like realized you're just like way in over your head? Like, can I do this or whatever? And then people like take it too seriously. You're like girl bossing like a little too hard, and you're like, oh, actually.
I always think, this is I don't know if this is unrelated or not, but like I saw my cheer coach from high school and she was like, "Did you go to the Air Force?" And I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" She was like, "You really wanted to go to the Air Force Academy." And I was like, "Did
Okay,
I?"
Cadet Kelly.
I was like, "Did I?" And she was like, "Yeah, you asked me for a letter of reference to the Air Force Academy." And I was literally like, "Hmm."
Are you
And
sure she wasn't thinking of somebody else?
no, I do remember that.
Okay.
Well, because Air Force Academy is free, so I think that was when I was trying to
You're dead.
I was exploring my options for free college, and I was like, I could join the fucking Air Force because I thought the Air Force was like the most like cunty branch of the American military,
It
and
is.
this is
It's
when I
hard to get into.
yeah, so that's why I was like, "Oh, that would be kinda cunty if I went into the Air Force." And then, I was like, "I need to get these letter of recommendations." And then anyways, when she said that, I was like, "That's hilarious because I love that you said yes to the Air Force Academy letter of recommendation, and B, I love that I just go on these tangents that I don't even remember, you know? You just explore something, you maybe get a no, and then you just, like, on to the next thing."
Yeah. It's like every time that I ask Ella to move in and she just leaves me unread. And you know what? I'll ask again.
Because it's a strong maybe. We never know which way the wind will blow. I don't
Maybe
not
one day she will
one
say
day.
yes.
And it's only because you've asked so many times.
Yeah, and now she knows my intentions are clear. So she's like, doesn't have to think if she thinks maybe I want to move to New York. She's like, knows she has a home here.
We're always working in the background. Who knows? Eventually. I'll get there. Give me like 2 more years.
Okay,
2 good years.
lastly, I think a girl can always ask for help. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
wherever it is, whatever the task may be, challenging or not challenging, like why not have a little help here and there?
We're really attached to our cell phones, and like sometimes we should just be asking people out in the universe for help. Like, why am I Googling, like, where is this inside of Costco when I'm inside of Costco and I could just go ask someone? That's why, like, a girl can always ask, like, you can always ask for help at a place that you're, I don't know, like in a place. I think another place that I've been trying to advocate for myself more is like in group fitness, like there's an instructor there for a reason. If I'm having a hard time with something, I should really be asking for a modification or after class being like, I feel like I'm not doing this move right. Can I get help with, there's just like little shit where we just like kind of like, we're like, oh, well, whatever. I guess there's nothing I could do here. It's like, well, yeah, there is actually something you could do. You could ask for help.
Yeah, you can definitely ask for help. And sometimes utilizing like resources. You know, when you ask for help or even feedback, you're literally services you're paying for. That's what you pay for. So, like being
Exactly.
embarrassed about just like saying, I don't know how to do this, girl, get your money's worth. I feel like independence has just become such a hoax because I think now I'm like, I was hyper independent for a time. When I talk about like the furniture in my house, I was like, I moved every single piece of furniture that is in my house into my house. And now that I think about it, like, yes, the first year, very empowering. After that, I started to play the girl card, princess card so hard. I was like, I don't want to be independent. I will sit, I will lift something, and then I'll take a little look around and go, can you help me?
Why am I embarrassed to ask a stranger
Yeah.
to grab something off the top shelf for me at the grocery store? Like that was used to be so embarrassing, and so I'd be crawling up shelves in Whole Foods trying to get some olives off the top shelf when I literally there's someone
No.
else in the aisle, and I'm just too embarrassed to ask. Like, can you reach that for me? I had such a hard time asking for help when it came to reaching things. I know that sounds really crazy, but like if you're a short person, like it's just embarrassing every single time you go to the grocery store to be like, "Can you help me reach that?" But now I have no shame. Like what the we live in a society, like some of us are taller, some of us are shorter. I can ask for help.
A lot of people are like embarrassed about it. Could be something as small as like something at the grocery store or something bigger in your life that just like brings you shame, because shame is such an interesting subject. People
Yeah.
have shame about like the weirdest fucking shit, okay? So if one of your things is just like you have shame about something and you're like really caught up in like asking for help, asking for help will set you free. I
Mhm.
swear to God. I think I was like in a really weird place where I was like, damn, I'm not like thriving financially. And it's just like I see other people in my life that made different life choices, okay? And they are thriving financially. And I'm like, that makes sense for them. Unfortunately, I'm just not in the same place. And I think for a while I was like, I have to make it because like it's shameful that I'm not like in the same place as some other people. But once I actually started like being real with the people in my life, they were able to just like, and they were able to give me advice, and they were able just to provide better support than before when I wasn't saying anything and I was like stressed out about certain things for no reason. And I feel like that really helped me to let go of like any type of like shame that I had surrounding that. And I can just have like a way more open conversation. And I'm also getting that support that I needed, where I'm like, okay, I actually don't have dying stressed out all the time because I feel like something could ship. I have the right support in my life where I'm like, oh, had I just asked for help sooner, maybe I would have felt that way.
Girl can always ask is that it is opening yourself up to some vulnerability, but the risk of that is, you get turned down, you feel I don't know, slightly embarrassed for a second or whatever. But the upside sides of that vulnerability is that you can be closer to other people. People can help you. You get what you want just by asking. Maybe it's easier for me sometimes to ask for help because I don't keep up a facade of I'm doing great. I'm like, I'm falling apart here, bitch. So it's easier for me to like ask for help because people already know I'm not doing well. Yeah, there's not the facade of doing
I'm
great.
drowning again. But there are people that are like that like, want to keep a cool front 24/7.
I get it. I understand the desire to want to do that, but like in the long run, you're hurting yourself, right? Is that like you're avoiding like self perceived shame, but we're all human beings. Like we know how it is. Like everyone has usually experienced where you are in life. So it's like, for instance, like, I don't know, I was kind of shameful of my student, not really, but like kind of like with my student loan debt. It's like, fuck, like I can't believe I have student loans. Well, a lot of people have student loan debt.
Yeah.
It's really not that shameful, or feeling like you're behind in retirement. It's like, well, actually, a lot of people aren't contributing to retirement accounts, so there's that.
Yeah.
So just be careful on like where your shame comes from because it's assumptions about other people.
That's not real. Everybody's got things they're like embarrassed about. Very true. And even the people that like want to lock it down, I feel like I've had moments where people open up to me and I'm like, why haven't you ever told me that you have an issue with this before? You know what I mean? Why it took you 10 years to tell me you may have had like a like, girl.
It's really interesting, and that's why, like, sometimes I'm very careful with language is because I
Yeah.
had a friend kinda go through something, and I didn't realize and she said in retrospect the things people were saying to her were, like, making the situation worse. It was specifically with, like, eating and stuff, and it was like, "Damn, I would have never thought about that, about, like, how your language can affect other people who are going through,
Yeah.
like, silent problems." And so, like, on the flip side of a girl can always ask for help. Kind of move in a way where you're cognizant of what people could be going through. It's like I try not to be like this, but like I don't know. I don't think there'll ever be a point where I'm like, look at how much money I have, because it's like a lot of people don't have money.
I've always found a lot of admiration to like the low key rich people. There's a lot of those in Seattle.
Oh yeah.
I met rich families, but like their kids had jobs, their kids were never flexing. And then, you come to find out, what does your mom do? And it's like, oh, she does finances for like an aerospace company. I'm like, and why am I paying for lunch? But I,
Well, I think that's the interesting thing is like There's maybe we could do a whole episode about that, but that's why I kind of find like people buying designer brands really interesting because it's like
A
some
status
designer
symbol.
brands, like rich people wouldn't even be seen with it because it's not even designer, you know? It's like, and now people are trying to imitate quiet luxury, and it's like, why don't you just like go enjoy your fucking life?
We love when we mind our own business.
Buy the bag that speaks to you. Don't buy the bag that you think other rich people will think you have money because this rich person doesn't like this bag. You know, it's just it gets so convoluted. Like the tangle webs we weave.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true for everybody because I'm a material girl, and I know if I had unlimited amount of money, I definitely would buy some nice things. Not maybe because of the brand, but because I like
Well, I like things too. Okay, this is coming
things.
from my broke era. So if you see me do a $6,000 Prada haul, don't be
Something's going
surprised.
on.
Something's
Yeah.
going on, but oh, okay, you guys. So, dude, have fun Halloween. You're gonna hear this
Mhm.
if your ear holes are hearing this before Halloween. Have a great time. Stay safe. Don't do
Yeah.
anything we wouldn't do. And as always, make sure that you like, subscribe, and send this to a friend. It helps us out a lot. You can find us on social media. You can find us on YouTube at Thanks Number 4 Your Concern, and I'm at Ella L Tutor.
I'm at Bernice Diaz.
We'll see you next week.